Hey everybody, you're listening to Fix My Carcast, hosted by Bear Claw Billie. Today's episode is the commute from work. If you're wondering what this podcast whole deal is, welcome to the show. The whole deal is my car's busted up and it's going to take about $3,000 to fix. So I decided to start a podcast where I talk on my way to or from work. So that's what you're listening to right now. Right off the top, I want to tell you we have a donor today. Today's donor is Scott. Scott gave, a heaping helping of money. And so I'm very grateful to Scott. And here's the dealie. Oh my goodness. Scott gets to pick the topic that I talk about today. Isn't that exciting? And I just want to remind you, if you donate, check out the link in the description. You also can tell me what I talk about as I move to and sometimes fro. Wow, did I pick the wrong side of the street? This is the kind of thing you get on Fix My Carcast, because you get to hear all the perils of me just trying to get home while I talk about subjects. What subjects? Well, today's subject, I like today's subject. Scott wants me to be nice to the AFI 100 comedies. And I'll give you a little backstory on this. So there's a bonus episode of Fix My Carcast that's available to patrons only. Go to patreon.com/bearclawbillie right now, and you can listen to that bonus episode where the mysterious Mr. X gave me a drive to the grocery store. And the entire way there, we talked about the movie Tootsie, which I was very mean to, and we both agreed that it did not belong on the American Film Institute's list of the 100 greatest comedies of all time. Well, looks like Scott here had to listen to that episode and said, now wait a minute, there's some good stuff on there. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today. Now, full disclosure, I put my phone in airplane mode when I do this stuff, because we've already seen what happens when the Bluetooth connects by accident, and I will admit, I need some reference. I can't memorize all 100 movies on the AFI 100 Years, 100 Laughs list. I believe that's what it's called, if you want to look it up. So let me give you a minute to get that up on Wikipedia, and I will get it up on screenshots that I saved on my phone, because I'm so terrified of technology and this podcast getting interrupted. There is so much construction, and I've got to figure out exactly how I'm going to cross the street. So let that be the segue into the next part of the thing. Oh my gosh, AFI 100 comedies. Okay, so Scott initially said that he wanted me to talk about Harold and Maude, which is on the list. So I think I just walked through wet tar. I wish this was a bit. Oh yeah, it's real sticky and gooey. Today's May 3rd, if I haven't said that. So it's construction season in Maine. I also see wet tar footprints, and I'm probably adding to them. This is what you get on Fix My Carcast. You get all excited for a topic, and then dumb stuff happens to me. So all right, before I look at the list, I do know that Harold and Maude is on there. I forget what number it's at. Also, I don't know if I can even read the screen in the hot sun. But let me talk about Harold and Maude, because that's what Scott wanted specifically. But I can't talk about Harold and Maude for 20 minutes, which is not a mark against Harold and Maude. I've listened to it twice. I think one time in college and one time around, how do I say this? College type people who still behaved like they were in college. And before you think the Animal House version of that, I'm talking the scarf and beret version of that, if that makes sense. If it was the 60s, the Beat generation, those dirty beatniks. Anyway, I'm sure I've offended whoever I watched that movie with either time. But no time, let's talk about Harold and Maude. Also, spoilers for just a bunch of comedies. Because I'm just going to be reading the list and kicking it from my hip. And I don't know if I'll have time to spoiler, so the best I'll do is just try to say the name of each movie prominently before I start talking about it for an amount of time. Okay, Scott, you paid good money, so here we go. Harold and Maude. It's fine. It's a fine movie. I think the best thing I can say is, like, it's a movie for people that aren't me, if that makes sense. I think it's great, and there's things I like about it a lot. Both times I watched it, I enjoyed it, but, overall tone is not quite my cup of movie. But, nothing wrong with that. Maybe if this puts it in perspective, The Graduate is a movie that I can acknowledge is good, but also, it's got a vibe that's not my vibe. You know what? Since I'm supposed to be talking about the AFI list anyway, I think my speed is more airplane with an exclamation point. I feel like if you were to find my vibe on the list, that's where you'd want to look. But I will say, things I enjoyed about Harold and Maude. So it's interesting, like, how movies are sort of represented in, like, the public's mind versus what they actually are. And I feel like if you were going to boil Harold and Maude down to one-line elevator pitch, it's, kid falls in love with a really old lady. Like, I feel like that's the elevator pitch. But, like, the movie is so much more than that, and I give it credit for that. Problematic problem in the room. Yeah, it's probably not okay, their age difference. I'm not one of those people who thinks that everything happens in a movie has to be 100% moral and okay. But I am also the kind of person who's like, did that need to be in the movie? And I guess we'll never know because I don't have a time machine. See the last episode to learn about what I do with a time machine. But anyway, I think Harold and Maude's a fine film. Harold is a very interesting character. And I guess trigger warning for self-harm, suicide, and narcissistic performance art. Harold is a mopey fuck and wants to die. Of course he's a rich mopey fuck because they only make movies about rich mopey fucks. Until rich mopey fucks want Oscars and then they play poor mopey fucks. So Harold is a rich mopey fuck who, oh, woe is me. He's kind of like the guy from American Beauty, which those movies have parallels. But anyway, I think my favorite thing about Harold and Maude is all the faked deaths. Harold is obsessed with death, and he keeps having all these elaborately faked deaths, and his family just gets so used to them that they don't even flinch when he does them. And, like, that's comedy gold. I think that's amazing. I remember the first time I watched the movie, that's what really stuck with me. Other things that stick in my mind, they stole a tree, and I think she tells off a military guy at one point. Like, I'm really not qualified to be talking about it right now, but also I didn't have time to watch it between when the request came in and now. So, apologies about that, Scott. Hope you're getting your money's worth, but I think you're probably not. Yeah, I don't know, Harold plays some banjo. I feel bad. I'm probably not qualified to speak on a movie that, let's see, the last time I saw it was, I want to say 2016, and this is going to sound so weird, but it was for a vasectomy party. I'm supposed to stay on topic. I have a lot more movies to talk about. What am I doing? But just brief tangent. The last time I saw Harold and Maude was for a friend got a vasectomy and couldn't, leave the spot for 3 days. So decided to just watch movies the whole time and just have people come over and watch whatever they want to watch. So yeah, and I remember enjoying it, but this was pre Me Too, when the world took a step back and said, hey, we have some responsibilities here. And I think it goes without saying, you couldn't make Harold and Maude today. Which lets me segue into a couple of movies that I know are on the AFI 100 Laughs 100 Years, and that's Blazing Saddles and Airplane. I've heard the argument that neither of those movies could be made today, albeit for different reasons. I think for Blazing Saddles, it's using humor that is offensive to scrutinize social ills, whereas Airplane is just more... People are more savvy. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, cool motorcycle, dude. Today, people are more media savvy. So I can't remember who pointed this out, but now movies parody themselves. Like it used to be you'd have to make a spoof of Star Trek. Now a Star Trek movie will just make fun of the red shirts or the transporter or whatever. So I literally cut myself off so I don't talk about Star Trek the whole time. So I think both of those movies, people say that they can't be done today. And here's my counter argument. Yes, they can. They're just hard work. Your mileage may vary. I feel like Jojo Rabbit was, in a similar vein to Blazing Saddles. And I don't know if we really have a modern airplane, but guess what? We deserve a modern airplane. And I don't want to hear anyone say that we can't do it. Do you have any idea how many people make fun of the dialogue and the plot points of Marvel movies? It should be an easy home run to make Airplane, but for superhero movies. And I'm sure somebody is about to point out they made a movie called Superhero Movie. No, none of that Seltzer-Friedberg shit. Get that out of here. The thing is, those are just full of dated pop culture references that have nothing to do with the thing they're supposedly spoofing. Whereas Airplane, ! Is brilliant because they play all the tropes and cliches absolutely straight while adding something ridiculous to the scene. I feel like Zucker, Abram Zucker, or Zaz versus Mel Brooks is a weird kind of debate. I feel like it's Trek and Wars, hey baby, can't we all get along? But I feel like Mel Brooks tends to go more for, I'm telling a new story and I want you to care about the characters. And that's one way to do it. And the other way to do it is Airplane, which is just try to play the story completely straight-faced, but just put a bunch of absolute nonsense in there. What Seltzer-Friedberg does is not that, but it would not be that hard to do. Now, the other argument you could make is that, comedy moves at the speed of media. This is kind of killing late night, because now when something happens in the news, somebody fires up Twitter and boom, it's done. We don't need the joke anymore. Or you can't think of a joke that won't be made on Twitter by the time the broadcast rolls around. And I realize I'm off topic here, and I'm halfway home. So I probably should get to the rest of the AFI list. So tell you what, you can judge me. I'm going to try to give some quick thoughts on each one as I go down the list. I'm so sorry if I accidentally closed the mic app. I'm very paranoid about this stuff. All right, boom. Gonna roll it off as quick as possible. Some Like It Hot, seen it, saw it exactly once. This was back in college. I thought it was fine, but admittedly, it maybe also awoke some things in me. I'd love to watch it again. It's been on my mind ever since Tootsie was such a turd. Was I trying not to spoil which movie we were mean to? I think I did already. I can't remember. Folks, don't do a podcast while you're exercising. Your brain don't work so good. Okay, I got a lot more to get through. Tootsie, just saw it, hated it, thumbs down. If Tootsie had a sly, oh boy, big oil truck. If Tootsie had a sly, winking sort of nobody's perfect from Some Like It Hot, you could at least argue that it's on the line of being okay, this aged kind of well, even though it's probably not okay today. Tootsie's got none of that. The most you can say good about Tootsie is that it tried to make people think about women's issues, but the only way to do that was through Dustin Hoffman. What? Get out of here. Time to go down the list faster. Doctor Strange, pretty good. A little boring until you get to the abort joke. Oh, that's topical by accident. Doctor Strangelove. Saw that in college. I think I was told it's funny, and I don't remember laughing at it very much. There you go. Annie Hall, seen it. You know the deal. That guy stinks. I've never been a fan of Woody Allen anyway, but I'll begrudgingly admit that it's one of his better movies. I'll cut to the chase. Sleeper is crap, and it's on the list. I don't know how that happened. I think my favorite of his was Midnight in Paris, and that's only because it was time travel. I'm not going to defend Woody Allen. Allegedly burn in alleged hell, you alleged piece of alleged shit. By the way, Annie Hall is probably not good because of Woody Allen. You can Google it, but like, it was supposed to be a big murder mystery, and then they cut it down to, holy crap, if I talk about every movie this much, I'm never going to get through the list. Plus, I'm spoiling everything. Okay, Duck Soup. Love the Marx Brothers. They're great. Blazing Saddles. Yeah, it's pretty darned good, that Blazing Saddles. I'm a fan. MASH. Saw that one in college. Remember not loving some of the misogyny and homophobia. Don't remember a ton. Also, for what it's worth, I've only seen a little bit of the show. I think I watched like 8 episodes of season 1 or something. It happened one night, no idea what that is. The Graduate, I mean, it's fine, but is it really that funny? I don't know how I got to number 9. It's certainly funnier than Airplane, which is number 10. The Producers, that's a good one. That's a classic. Seen that one a few times. I love Mel Brooks. A Night at the Opera. Back to the Marx Brothers. Love it. Young Frankenstein, also good. Bringing Up Baby. That was one that I saw in college. Just a fun, silly little nonsense movie. I had a good time. Philadelphia Story. Also really good. I can't remember when I saw that, but I remember really enjoying it. It's fun. Though, if only they'd invented polyamory, which wasn't invented until 2007. Singing in the Rain, interesting. I've seen Singing in the Rain. I think it's a good one. Make 'em Laugh is a great funny bit, but I don't think of the movie overall as a comedy. I don't know why, though. I mean, if you want to get technical, if it has a happy ending, it's a comedy. Boom. There you go. That's according to some really, really, really old guys. The Odd Couple. Haven't seen it. Maybe I should get to it. Haven't seen the show either. Haven't seen the remake show either. What if I watched just that? You'd be so mad. The General? Is that Buster Keaton? I think it is. Oh, it was directed by Buster Keaton. That might be a clue. All right. His Girl Friday, haven't seen it. The Apartment, haven't seen it. Same director as Some Like It Hot. And I know one of my friends really loves that movie, so I got to get around to it. Fish Called Wanda, I saw it edited for TV. Some of my friends said, it doesn't get better if you watch the regular version. I know some people really like it. I feel like I cannot speak to it until I see it the way it was meant to be seen. Underwater. Sorry, I'm just doing bad improv here. I need to take a break. I need to take a breath. I'm breaking the fourth wall. But no, really. You know what? I'm gonna blast through. Okay, I'm still recording. It looked like I wasn't for a second. Okay, let's just rip it. Adam's Rib, haven't seen it. When Harry Met Sally, I liked it, but I feel like the arguments it makes about men and women are probably a little outdated, but I remember finding it charming. Born Yesterday, no idea what that is. The Gold Rush, haven't seen it. A friend gave it to me on DVD, haven't cracked it open yet. Being There, saw it, liked it. Bit of a slow burn. I don't remember a ton about it. Like, it did sort of feel like one of those movies where somebody tells you what it's about, and then you're like, oh, okay. I'm really trying to avoid plot details on any of these. Hi, I'm in a crosswalk? Okay. This just in. Trucks get to ignore crosswalks. Let's see. Let's bang this out. There's something about Mary. I don't know. I'm not really a Farrelly Brothers person. For my money, the sweetest thing is a better version of There's Something About Mary. So there you go. Take that to the bank. Get the Green Book Brothers on my ass. Ghostbusters. It's great. I'm not as big a fan as some other people. I've had some discussions with friends about some people like the cartoon first, and so they like the movies by a transitive property. I think Ghostbusters is great from a let's get a basic storyline and then let these guys improvise. There's another movie on the list that I feel like really figured that formula out, and then Ghostbusters perfected it, but we'll get there. This is Spinal Tap, classic in any town. How can you not love Spinal Tap? As I say that, I know a lot of people who don't like Spinal Tap, but it's great. Arsenic and Old Lace. Ugh. I don't think I've seen that. Some of these titles kind of blur together for me. Raising Arizona, it's great, and I'm not even a huge Coen Brothers fan. I feel like they make good movies, but I'm never like, I gotta watch another Coen Brothers movie, which is not against them. I don't know. I'm only every once in a while in the mood for a Coen Brothers movie, and that's a good one. I feel like it's got kind of a David Lynch feel to it. It's definitely one of their more dreamlike movies. But again, I'm not a huge Coen head, so I don't know if I can speak to that. Lady Killers was my first Coen Brothers movie. Okay. The Thin Man, ain't seen it. Modern Times, have seen it. There's a lot of really cool... Alright, I'm diverting my course because there's a lawnmower. So congratulations, you get some extra time with me. Which I'm gonna need because we're only up to 33. Coming in after Modern Times, Groundhog Day. Absolute classic. I could do easily 3 episodes of this podcast just on Groundhog Day. And you know what? I'll even promise that. Groundhog Day is February 2nd, 2/2. If this fundraiser raises $2,200, I will do 3 episodes about Groundhog Day. You heard it here first. Hold me to it, if I'm even alive. Let's keep plugging away. Harvey, it's a good one. I liked it. Animal House. I saw it my first night of college, which is when you're supposed to see it. And to be honest, none of it really stuck with me, other than the iconic lines that people were already repeating ad nauseum anyway. The Great Dictator, it is incredible. I think that and Blazing Saddles kind of go hand in hand. Charlie Chaplin's great. City Lights, I can't remember if I've seen that one. I feel like I have. Is there a very famous roller skating scene? I don't know. These blur together sometimes. What kind of talking about movies expert am I, huh? Sullivan's Travels, haven't seen it. It's a mad world. Haven't seen it. I know it's basically Rat Race, but older. I really should get around to seeing it. I think it's considered one of the first stunt comedies, but that can't be right, because what the hell was Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin doing this whole time? I need to check it out. Moonstruck, haven't seen it. Big, I have seen it, and I'm surprised it's at 42 on this list. Talk about another movie that you probably couldn't make today, and maybe shouldn't have ever made. American Graffiti. It's good, but I saw it in high school, and I don't remember it being a laugh riot, but I did enjoy it. It helped me understand George Lucas a little more, which is something we're always striving for. Let me see here. My Man Godfrey, haven't seen it. Harold and Maude, haven't seen it. LOL. Manhattan, for real, haven't seen it. Shampoo, haven't seen it. A Shot in the Dark, have seen it, but all the Pink Panthers blur together for me. And I've just discovered somebody's mowing the lawn on the alternate route that I chose as well. Well, today's show is sponsored by lawnmowers, and here they come now. Everyone stare in awe at the mowing of the lawn and the technology that allows one to do it. Friends, I'm not gonna lie, I can see my place from here, and we are only halfway through the list, so let's go. To Be or Not to Be, haven't seen. Cat Ballou, haven't seen. The 7-Year Itch, haven't seen. Ninotchka, haven't seen. Arthur, I think I saw it on TV. I've been meaning to get around to it. I hear it's fun, but also some people find it very insufferable. The Miracle of Morgan's Creek, haven't seen. The Lady Eve, haven't seen. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Yeah, I saw that at some point. It's fine. Diner, haven't seen. It's a Gift, haven't seen. A Day at the Races, haven't seen. Topper, haven't seen. Well, what's up, Doc? Haven't seen Sherlock Jr. Have seen. It might have one really horribly racist scene in it. I may be confusing things, but Sherlock Jr. is a masterpiece of editing, so if you're an editor or interested in editing, check that out. It's really the marriage of editing and comedy. Beverly Hills Cop. I remember loving that movie, but I bet it hasn't aged well. Broadcast news. I used to work in news, so I enjoyed some of the more newsy stuff, but as a movie overall, it didn't blow my mind. Horse Feathers, haven't seen. Take the Money and Run, haven't seen. Mrs. Doubtfire, which is on the AFI 100 laughs. But if you listen to the Tootsie bonus episode, I didn't think it was on the list. It is. I think it's fun. I think it's better than Tootsie because it has actual jokes that aren't just about a man is wearing a dress. So for that, it wins. Also, Robin Williams is just always going to win in my mind. All right. I have way more of these to get through. The Awful Truth, haven't seen it. Bananas, haven't seen it. Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, haven't seen it. Caddyshack. Caddyshack is the predecessor to Ghostbusters that I was referring to. That movie wasn't really a movie so much as a bunch of people on drugs just hanging out. But I think that was the blueprint for, like, this is the way to make a really funny movie, is just get a lot of really funny performers together and then have them do their thing. Okay. Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House. Haven't seen it. Monkey Business. Haven't seen it. 9 to 5. Saw it very recently. When I quit my news job, a bunch of friends said, you got to see 9 to 5. And I did. And I really liked it. And I had no idea that was the plot of it. Dolly Parton's in it. Lily Tomlin's in it. Oh no, I forgot who else is in it. Dabney Coleman. That sassy bitch. All right. I am pulling up at the door now. And by that I mean I'm walking extra slowly in circles around the place. She done him wrong, haven't seen it. Victor Victoria, haven't seen it, but I know it involves, gender role swap-a-doodles, so of course that's why it's on the AFI list. Palm Beach Story, haven't seen it. Road to Morocco, that's a good one. I like the Road to movies, but they're silly, so don't go in expecting high art. The Freshman, haven't seen it. Sleeper, fuck it. The Navigator, no idea. Private Benjamin, haven't seen it. Father of the Bride, oh, looks like the original, haven't seen it. Lost America, haven't seen it. Dinner Date, haven't seen it. City Slickers? Yeah, I saw that. Whatever. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, haven't seen that. Need to get around to it. It's high on my list. Beetlejuice, whatevs. The Jerk, I like it. Woman of the Year, haven't seen. The Heartbreak Kid, I haven't seen. Ball of Fire, I haven't seen. Fargo, it's a good one. Auntie Mame, haven't seen. Silver Streak, I think I saw Silver Streak edited for TV when I was like 12. Shouldn't see it that way. Sons of the Desert, haven't seen. Bull Durham, saw part of it on TV, whatever. The Court Jester, have not seen it. The Nutty Professor with Jerry Lewis, not Eddie Murphy, have seen it. Remember laughing at it as a kid. Wild that it made the list because I feel like it's regarded as a lesser Jerry Lewis. Maybe not, I don't know. It was after he broke up with what's his name? The not funny one. Gosh, don't do a podcast while you're walking to work. It's a bad idea. And coming in at number 100, Good Morning Vietnam, which has got Robin Williams in it, so that's always a point in its favor. Though I was surprised that outside of the radio broadcasts, there's nothing to write home about. Thanks for listening to Fix My Carcast. This has been Bear Claw Billie, and as always, tell a joke. Tell any joke. Find someone and tell them a joke. They need it. Even if they don't know they need it. Uh-oh. Now they look pissed. Bye.